Hello everyone, welcome back. This is going to be our 9th episode in the chat app. In 8 previous episodes, we have managed to create the front end of this application, while in this episode, we are going to link and create MySQL database. So without further ado, let's continue. First of all, I'm going to get back to my header.php, which is located in the inks directory, and here above my HTML code, I'm going to create PHP code and create my database link. I'm going to give it a variable connection. This is how it's working. New MySQL, open bracket. First parameter is going to be localhost, and second parameter is going to be username, which is root, and third parameter is going to be password. The default password of root is just a blank, it doesn't have password, so I'm going to leave it like this, while the third parameter is going to be our database, which we haven't created yet. So in that case, I'm going to get back to my php-admin and create the database in real quick. Okay, I'm going to give it a name, chat app, is here, and then click create. This is our database. The next thing to do is to test our database connection to see if it's really working. So I'm going to change this database username or user to my own username, which is iFarouq, and the password the database is chat app as we created. So second is to check the connection of our database to see if it's really connected. So here is what I'm going to do. Connect error. So if the database connection is failed, this is what we are going to see: echo connection failed. And if it's connected successfully, then we are going to say echo connection successfully, and let's give it a shot. But before then, I'm going to kill this, okay? And here we are. You see, it said connection successfully, as you see here. Our connection to database is successfully. So let's assume if we change this database name to anything and see how it's going to be. You see, it gave me this fatal error. It's saying that there is unknown database. It doesn't know this database chat app with single key. So if we put our correct database, and this is what it's going to be. You see, it works. So the next thing to show you here is we can really change these parameters with variables. We can create variables up here. Let's say host for localhost, user, maybe like that, iFarouq, and password, and database chat app. Okay, and I'm going to substitute these parameters with the variables and see if it's really working. User, password, and the DB. Let's take a look. You see, it's working, which means we are going in a really great shape. Okay, so before we continue, I think you could remember in our introduction video, which is the first episode of this series, I mentioned we are going to use some certain libraries. So the first library here we are going to use is .env library. The .env library is going to allow us to hide our database connection information from user side and keep it more private and secured. So how are we going to do that? To do that, I'm going to create a new file named .env. The name .env. Okay, and what we're going to do here is to create constant variables which we are going to use to call our database connection. database configurations. Okay. And the first constant, I'm going to call it db hostname. We don't need to use quotation for our values. Local host, and the second one is name, which is chat up, db username, iFarouq, and the last constant is going to be db password. Alright, that's all. So how are we going to call our .env file? So to do that setup, firstly I'm going to call the file using require statement dir, concatenate this thing, vendor slash autoload.php, and create variable .env backslash, not forward slash, backslash .env. This one has to be lowercase, .env, not .env. Okay, .env colon create immutable, open bracket, actually concatenate, okay, and .env load. So the next thing to do here is to substitute these values. I'm going to use $_ env in capital letter, then variable, you see, and our array is going to be these constant values or variables we created. So this is our first constant, which is db hostname, and the user is going to be db username, say $env username, okay, and this one $_env db password, and the last one is going to be .env db name. Alright, and let's give it a shot and see if it's really working. Oh my goodness. Construct php line 30. Let's take a look here. Oh my goodness. Okay, localhost. I misspelled the word localhost. Okay, let's give it a shot again. You see, it worked. So this is what we are going to talk about in this episode, except probably, as I said, I'm going to take care of this error. Okay, this one, I'm going to take care of it. Instead of to be showing this kind of message to user, we are going to customize it to be showing a custom error. Alright, in order to do that, we are going to come back here and use this try catch statement in PHP. So in this catch curly braces is where we are going to mention the error message. So what we are really going to do is to say maybe echo something's wrong with the database connection. Also write it in full, database. Okay, and this we are going to grab it and paste it between this try bracket. And the second thing is, maybe if you are under production, you want to know more about the error, you can try this die. Say connection failed. You can concatenate the error. Say connection connect error. That's all. If you are under production, you can use that, but if you already publish your application, you don't need to be displaying this kind of error. So let's state it and see. It doesn't work. Oh, has to be under this try. Okay, let's give it a shot. You see, it says something's wrong with the database connection. Here. This is our message. See, you see, it works successfully. This is the customized error message I'm talking about. You can do whatsoever you want with your SQL statement here. Whenever you make an SQL query, you can use this try and catch statement to avoid showing those kind of error messages to your users, which is very hard to understand, especially for laymen. So this is how it's going to be, and this is how you can do it. I hope my explanation is clear and you find this episode useful. If you do, kindly like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to be notified whenever I release new content. As always make up and never give up.